Sydney Radka, and welcome to another edition of FLX Weekly here at FingerLakes1.com. It is January 27th already, and we are live inside the FingerLakes1.com studio, where I am joined by Jim Sedekropi, and Katherine Chase is back in the studio for a Valentine's Day special, to say the least. Today's show is brought to you by Boundless Brewing in Geneva. If you are an IPA lover, they have some exciting news. Their new Juice Spank Double IPA is now on tap, as well as a bourbon-aged chocolate cherry stout, which sounds really good. They would like you to stop in this weekend and support them and their new things on tap. And with that being said, we're going to jump right in because I feel like we have a lot to cover in this short.
So before we start, I just want to let you know that I went on the Cayuga Lake Wine Trail on Saturday.
Good.
We went to Hosmer, and I bought 4 or 5 bottles of Hosmer, including a reserve Pinot that I'm excited to open up some for a special occasion. Ooh. And then we went to Buttonwood Grove and bought some wine there. And then finally Varick Winery, where we got some snacks, but I also got a bottle of that cherry wine that we tasted here a few weeks ago.
It's good.
As soon as you said that, I was craving it. And I would like to think that he went and got all of this only because of like how well you have done.
Yeah, I mean, we can
showing
totally
us
go
all
with
these.
that.
But it was pretty active on the Cayuga Lake Wine Trail. I mean, there was actually, we called ahead to make our tasting appointments. Yeah. But when we got there, there were some people showing up that had to wait outside for a short period of time.
That's good. That
they were at COVID capacity. Let's say that.
Love that.
Yeah,
all
that's
3
good.
wineries.
Great.
That's great. So would you call this our Valentine's Day special?
This is our Valentine's Day special. So Valentine's Day, I did a little research, was originated in the 15th century by the Romans to celebrate love and fertility.
Oh, love that.
And it's kind of changed a little since then. But I love food and wine, and I love feeding people. So here we are.
I love that you love to do that because your love is also my love.
Valentine's Day is on a Sunday this year, so you can kind of do a full day's pampering, whether you're being pampered or you're pampering yourself.
Or weekend.
Yeah, or the whole weekend.
Yeah. Ooh,
whichever it may be. Yeah.
I'll take the whole weekend.
So we are sampling and pairing our way through breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner, and dessert today. Yeah.
Moly.
Let's begin with breakfast. When we wake up, hopefully it's served to us in bed, but if not, it's no big deal.
Okay, so what do we have for breakfast?
We have mimosas made with Blanc de Blanc from Swedish Hill Winery. We have one that's just the sparkling and another with the orange juice. It is paired with a spinach and feta quiche.
Oh my goodness.
That is topped with a candied bacon rose.
Oh my goodness.
My rose is like so perfect too. Can you just see my rose?
We'll just show everybody our roses.
Look at how cute it is. Can you tell? You guys probably can't tell. And it smells so
So remember,
good.
sip, eat, sip.
Oh, sip, eat, sip. Okay. So these you also researched pair well with what we're drinking.
So as we talked about last month, bubbly pairs well with salty or food. So bacon is always a no-brainer. And the feta cheese is a little salty too, which goes well with it. So back to the Blanc de Blanc. It is 100% Cayuga White grapes, which is a Cornell-developed grape.
Yes.
It's a velvety, smooth, semi-dry aromas with lemons and apples.
It's literally so good. It goes down so smooth. And now I get to try quiche, which I love. I'm just going to try and not look like a big old
Did you make this?
I did.
That's excellent.
Thank you. I was really pleased with how they came out. The recipe I found was for a giant 9-inch quiche, but I didn't want to serve slices. I like cute little quiches. Or cute little anything. I'm a cupcake person, so I figured it'd be easier to eat.
And the sparkling, I'm not a sparkling guy. But after the saltiness of the bacon and the quiche, that really does pair well with that.
Let's go. Oh, so perfect. Oh my goodness.
There's a lot to eat.
Obviously we're not going to be able to eat all of this on here, but
speak for yourself.
I am going through like this full course meal and then some. And I'm loving it.
The bubbly is really good alone, but with the bacon, which is all I've gotten to. So we'll just talk and eat our way through.
I stepped on the scale a couple days ago.
Nah, don't do that.
And from let's say early November, I am up 16 pounds.
Wow,
that's
really?
A bowling ball.
That's probably from just this podcast alone.
Well, here's what happens. Last night, I had lunch from Cafe 19, which was great.
Of course.
And then I'm like, okay, I just won't, have much for dinner. But ended up having a caprese
never
salad for
Yeah.
dinner. Made a little caprese.
Not bad.
And that should be good, right? But no. Instead, I ended up having some barbecue potato chips with little slices of cheese. Now, you think that might be
that sounds
enough,
amazing.
but I had made a banana cream pie on Sunday, and there was still a slice of that left, so had to eat that.
You
Yeah,
have to
of
get rid
course.
of it so you can go on a diet.
Yeah.
And then, like 11:30 last night, I thought I'd eat a half a box of Cocoa Pebbles.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
what happens to me in the winter.
Yeah, you say it all the time, and
Yeah.
you have been proof, and you like drop it in the summer, and then it's like
It's
great.
winter weight. It keeps
Must
you
be
warm.
nice.
And it's going to get frigid, as
Yeah,
you're
I'm
going to
doing
tell
the
us.
opposite.
So.
I've been
Well, you
doing
don't need to
very
brag.
good. I've been trying. I have to try and do very good
Yeah.
if I can make it to my,
It's about balance sometimes, though.
like all of
If you
this.
don't eat a little bit bad,
Oh,
you're gonna end up falling way off the train.
And
So,
I would say
Great
just
job
the
on this
initial-
quiche.
Thank you.
Unbelievable.
It is
Great
delicious.
job.
I'll
on
send you the
this
recipe if
first
you would like it.
bubbly.
Okay.
This first bubbly is great. I need to try the other one now.
Oh yeah, you
too.
haven't got to the mimosa.
No.
I'm gonna just move on to lunch so they don't just watch us eat.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
for lunch, we have Gewürztraminer from Thirsty Owl Wine Company paired with a ramen noodle bowl.
Ugh.
So Gewürztraminer pairs really well with Asian-inspired foods.
Okay.
Just the spiciness of it goes really well with it.
What do they do? They
So
do this?
the ramen noodle bowl has teriyaki chicken, ginger basil broth with carrots and scallions.
Oh my
We're
god.
minus the soft-boiled egg, but I figured it'd be okay for you guys.
Minus the egg.
Yeah.
Oh, the egg's the best part, I'm
Yeah.
sure. And that would be great to add onto this, don't you think? And
Mm-hmm.
it pairs with my favorite wine ever. Is it my favorite because of the taste or because of the name?
It's the name, I think.
I think so too.
This is a really good Gewürztraminer.
and because I guessed it right in the blind tasting still.
That's why you like it.
It's
You're
a
just-
light Gertz. to me.
It is.
and now,
There's
like,
too much food in my bowl.
didn't you say you got this inspiration of the ramen noodle bowl from someone you work with?
Yeah, so I mention him almost every month. Chef John helps me out a lot. He's at NAP. He's the professional. He knows how to pair the wine and the food.
Yeah.
So I'll go downstairs and he'll help me pair through it, or I'll give him my ideas and he'll tell me if they're good or how to tweak it. And so he was inspired by our conversation to make this one night for dinner. So I was just like, can I get some leftovers?
Yeah, that's amazing.
So I didn't have to do this. This was all him. I am not a ramen noodle bowl person. I've never really eaten one, so I'm excited to try it. And I would not have been able to make it, I don't think.
Well, I
It's
made this
perfect.
past week. I made pho or pho, however you want to
Pho,
say it.
yeah.
PHO.
Yeah.
I like to make that quite a bit, and this Gertz would pair well with that as well, which is very
It's
similar to
perfect.
the ramen bowl.
I don't want to eat ramen
This is
the
good.
same anymore now. Like ramen noodle bowls just
Oh yeah,
so much.
and they're so trendy right now.
Yeah.
Just mix all sorts of things with your, and these are just standard ramen packet.
right, so you're also being
So it's like 30 cents.
Yeah, you're also
just throw the
being
packet
savvy.
away. When I was gonna make it, he's like, throw the packet away. Just make sure you throw the packet away. Do not use the packet.
Oh, okay.
The flavor
Man,
packet.
I was a sucker for ramen my whole
That's where most of the
college
sodium's coming from in those
Yeah.
packets too.
That Gewürztraminer
so
is
well.
so good
I know.
alone.
Really good Gertz from Thirsty Owl.
I'm not a huge Gewürz fan, but the more I bring it on, the more I'm liking it. And this one is.
That's what you said last
Really
time.
good, yeah.
Actually, you like.
It's never been my favorite.
Well, I'm so glad.
Oh, I should describe it. So it has hints of rose petal and lychee fruit
I can
with
taste
a
that.
bright, spicy finish. And I had to Google lychee. I wasn't sure what it was. It's a tropical fruit that's kind of like a strawberry and a watermelon had a baby. And
Whoa.
it made a lychee fruit.
Never heard of that.
Wonder what
Yeah.
it looks. Did you see what it looked like when you googled it?
Yeah, it's kind of like a pinkish color, and then it has a lot of like of the seeds on the inside. That's a terrible description.
I always
just look it
like-
up yourself.
I just always want them to look like those like dragon fruits that look so cool. The pink and the white and the black.
It's
seeds.
sort of dragon fruity how they have like a lot of the.
I just think that's the most beautiful fruit ever.
Yeah.
So I love this. This paired perfectly too.
So since our lunch was kind of light, it's not a super heavy lunch. You're gonna want a snack.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right?
Of course.
Of course.
Jim definitely would want to.
So I have Jim's favorite Pinot Noir. It's from Buttonwood Grove Winery, and we're pairing it with a roasted red pepper hummus and some pita chips.
Perfect.
It's a light snack. It's filling to get you until dinner. But
snack
I
on
should
this
mention that going on a wine tasting is an awesome dinner date, especially with how the new experience is, how you have to sit
yeah.
down and you can enjoy yourself more. I think it's a perfect date. So you could
Smoky
substitute
Pinot.
this snack for a wine tasting.
Smoky.
Hint, hint.
It's a smoky Pinot here. This one.
Let's think. Let's go back to what we have learned here with Katherine Chase. Would this be an oaky finish?
It is oak. It is French oak, aged over a year.
Ooh, okay.
Yep. Exhibits a hint of smoke. Good catch. Burst of Bing cherry on the aroma and bright cherry flavors mid-palate.
Oh, so good.
And so the roasted pepper develops like a slightly sweet, earthy flavor, and that's why it pairs well with the earthier Pinot Noir, and it's light-bodied.
Let's try it.
This would be good with like a straight, sharp cheddar cheese too, and crackers.
You should get paid for this to create spreads for people like, hey, you want a Valentine's Day meal? I got you. Here's all the wines that you have to buy. Here's all the recipes.
I don't really love the hummus.
I do.
I'm not really a hummus fan.
That's weird. I would really think that you would like hummus.
But it tastes good with the Pinot, so if I just drink it really fast after.
Okay, sip.
But this is one of my first times experiencing hummus.
Really?
So I might need to eat it more. And there's other flavors.
I bought a bottle of this Pinot this weekend. This
Are you
exact
glad
Pinot.
now after
Huh?
drinking it?
Yeah, I drank it then too.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know if you like buy them and then don't open them yet, or you go home and you're like, let's.
Oh
open
no!
this one.
The deal is that ran out of space to store wine, so I bought some more wine racks and needed to fill them. So we went to the wine trails and loaded up.
I need to do that because I just got a new wine fridge. I think was it for
Check it out
Christmas?
online.
I don't know. My mom got me a wine fridge, which I love. And because we're doing our new kitchen, we're going to actually put the wine fridge in like our island. And I was like,
Oh, okay.
more reason to always make sure that I have wines filled with it, but I
Absolutely.
haven't done
And
it
buy
yet.
wines that you don't like.
Yeah, I
Because
know.
you'll have it for anyone who comes over might have it, but then you're also less prone to drink it, so you do just have it.
Yeah, well, that's
know.
my problem. It's hard to keep my stuff in my house.
I have
so-
a lot of wine at home, but not many that I will drink.
Yeah. Oh,
Do you have a wine library?
I guess it's nothing.
Now, there's
feel like it
probably.
is.
Look, I don't have like a wine cellar, but on my wine rack, I probably have 6 bottles that I'm not planning on opening anytime soon.
Yeah.
That
That's so hard
some of
for
them
me.
going back to like 2010, 2011.
Wow.
But when you do open them, they are going to be so good.
right?
Right, yeah.
Right, because they'll all be even like
Just the more they
chef's
age,
kiss
the better they get. Yeah.
But the problem is like, you know, it'll be like, hey, let's open up a bottle of wine, and you know, I'll say, get that Saperavi from Dr. Frank or whatever it might, whatever wine it might be that I might know. And she's like, no, I don't want, you know, let's not open that now. I'm like, well, let's just open it now. We'll buy more.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Like,
See, that's
you don't have to save every. We don't have to drink.
Yeah.
We can drink great wine all the time.
And
we
each
live
vintage
right
is
here.
different. So maybe it's even better when you buy a new bottle.
I
So
have
that's true,
to-
too.
I have to go by what my sister-in-law does. She buys by the case always, so she just always has it, and she just does like one time. I feel like she'll do a case of all whites, and then she'll do
Yeah.
a case of all reds, and she's just got it. So whenever
Yeah.
we go over there, she's like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, "Oh my goodness, the variety here." Where me, I'm like, I always get what I want,
Yeah.
and then I drink it, and then it's gone. And,
And
I'm
it
like,
chills pretty quickly too if you're on the fly. You can pop it in the freezer for 10 or 15 minutes. Do not forget about it. The cork will come out of it.
that'll be a mess. I don't want
Sometimes it can be, but you can stick it in the freezer and it
But I think the
Just
Finger
quickly.
Lakes region has really started to create some great reds, and
Yes.
like the Pinot is Noir, not a necessarily something you associate with this region, but there's a variety and quality of the Pinots that I've noticed over the
Yes.
past few years that get me excited because I like Pinot.
Yeah.
the
Noir.
Pinot doesn't
And
grow
Grigio.
as abundant here. But what does grow is top quality.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say this is like so delicious. So, okay, that was our snack.
That was just our snack.
To get
On
us
to
through.
dinner,
Oh my God.
which we have.
It's the most important
Dinner?
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, I think so.
I would say
Probably.
maybe you're breaking that stigma right now.
I mean,
Look at this little
but all the
steak
meals
dinner.
are good.
Oh,
So we have a steak with just your typical steak rub, rosemary and garlic Hasselback potatoes, and then broccoli. And
Oh
it
my
is paired
goodness.
with Fiesta del Toro. It's from Toro Run. It is a Meritage style wine. A Meritage style is like a Bordeaux style wine, but Meritage is a designated region, so you have to actually be licensed to call it actual Meritage. So it's Meritage style. It's got Cab Franc, Cab Sauv, and Merlot blended together.
So we have to. I'm definitely gonna sip on this steak because I just feel like red wine just goes so well.
Quickly on the Fiesta del Toro, it is on sale at Toron for $10 a bottle if you love it, or even if you don't love it.
$10, yeah, can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, so it'll be up on their site in about 24 hours, but you can call or go in store and get $10 a bottle. Actually, all their wines are $10 a bottle.
Do they do the delivery, or you have to pick up at Toron?
They have curbside pickup. All the wineries have curbside pickup, and I'll get to that later also. But you can also do shipping.
Okay.
If you're farther away and you just don't want to come, you can do shipping.
Right.
Every winery I went to, they were well aware of the regulations, and they somehow were able to make it.
Oh, yum.
You feel safe, but still like they were open and active. And the person that served us our wines at Hosmer was excellent. Mm-hmm. You probably know who it had to be. One of the main people. She had a foreign accent a little bit.
Oh, Stephanie.
She was like we had a lot of fun with Stephanie.
She's been there for a little while. She knows what's up.
Yeah, she knows her stuff, and she was fun. She was funny.
That's what I love too, is when you go and you have such a great person who's pouring the wines for you and explaining it to them, and they know so much, but they're also super personable. Like, I feel like you see that a lot, specifically on the Cayuga Wine Trail.
I think you see it more now because the tasting is more intimate. Mm-hmm. Before, you could have a whole group just huddled up to the tasting bar, and that's it's more party-like, but with having to sit down, you get that one-on-one, whether it's at a table or at the tasting bar. You're learning more, they're more focused on you, and I think it just elevates your experience.
Well, it was awesome, and then Buttonwood was a little different. You didn't sit down at the tasting bar. Nope. You actually sat in like a table in like the dining room, I guess you'd call it.
It's like a restaurant
they would come over
style.
to you, and you wouldn't choose your whole wine flight at once. You would go one by one, which was kind of cool.
Oh, that is cool.
Yep.
I like that.
And what's cool, though, is you're getting that different experience at the 3 wineries you want.
Right.
So before it was kind of all
styles.
pretty standard, but now you are getting a different experience, which helps differentiate the wineries. If you go to, I think 4 to 6, more than 4, they kind of blur together. Let's be honest.
Look, more than 3 is tough.
But
if you're tasting everyone.
Yes. But when their experiences are different, you can kind of pinpoint them out a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I think that just helps bring more variety.
Like I said, because of
steak and red wine.
I know, it's so good.
Especially midday.
So good. Like this, I did this sip like perfectly with just the steak, and I was like, oh my god, I'm in heaven. This is amazing.
And I forgot my steak knife in the kitchen.
Oh yeah,
I can cut the steak with my fork.
It's very tender.
Like I'm told if the steak is cooked well enough, you actually don't need a steak knife.
Yeah.
And I'm not needing one.
Do you need me
compliments
to
to the
pass
chef.
you my knife? I'll throw it to you.
I don't.
Please
don't throw a knife at me.
But yeah, so this literally goes so perfect. And can you describe what this wine is so I can see if I was right with my guesses?
What do you mean?
I feel like
it's
I had almost a cherry-ish
to be honest,
finish.
Because it's not on their site, I didn't have the notes.
Of course.
So why don't you tell me?
Okay, let me try
We'll
again.
test you. So remember, it's Cab Franc, Cab Sauv, and Merlot. I don't know the percentages.
Definitely a little bit of an oaky finish.
Yep, it'll be oaked.
And for some reason, maybe it was with the steak, I had almost hints of cherry. Do you have hints of cherry?
Cab Franc has some cherry to it.
You're like just saying that to make me feel better? Let's see what else. And a blend of...
I don't have trouble with blends.
Yeah. I have a hint. I smell some type of flower.
And that's
I generally shy away from blends.
You do? I think it's perfect. I think it goes so good with this dinner.
It's 3 common varieties that are blended together. And
I'm not going to thumb my nose up at it. It's just...
You're like, I'll drink it all.
Usually, especially when I'm going tasting, I usually would shy away from the blends. I want to just taste the straight up.
It's good, though.
It is good. It's very
maybe
good.
You should.
No, it's very good, and it goes perfect with a steak dinner.
It really, really does. And the steak was very great.
Any 3 of those wines in this wine would go well with it individually.
I
so
just
mixed
have
together.
to throw this out there, like,
You didn't. We have broccoli too. Like the steak would have been enough, but potato and broccoli.
dinner. We eat some broccoli. Gotta have all the nutrition.
Right.
Anyways, what I was saying though,
here's
if
the
you're
other
gonna
one.
make it a whole weekend, like Jim mentioned, it's almost like you could go on a Saturday and go try the wines, pick
Buy
up
the
some
wines for the next day's pairing
for
at home.
Sunday, and then like this is a perfect pandemic Valentine's Day. I don't
Yeah.
know if you want to even like consider it that because things are
No,
a
it's a
little bit
perfect
different.
Valentine's Day in general.
But it's like literally, how nice would it be to have a significant other have a whole spread planned out for the whole day where you guys just kind of do your own thing, but you have this set. Like, I love this. I don't know if it's because I'm obsessed with food and wine, like you said. Like, that's a way to my heart, but
For the record, you could do this for yourself.
absolutely. Well, that's
If you don't
like
have a
thing.
significant other, you could have a friend's
Valentine's
Day.
or whatever you want.
Treat
Or
yourself.
Brotines. There could
Brotines.
be guys.
Dudetines. Yeah, I don't know if they
You
care
could do a
that
little
much.
breakfast thing, and then after everybody
Yeah.
leaves, you'd save the afternoon and dinner.
Goodness.
Binge watch Bridgerton or whatever's hot on Netflix now.
I haven't seen
It's on
it
my
yet.
to-do list.
I haven't seen it yet.
Like, there's no shame. If you don't have someone to make this for or make for you, just do it yourself.
Do it for yourself.
2021.
Honestly, like this is just such a great idea, and I'm so glad
We
you
still
brought
have
it to our
dessert.
attention. And of course,
This is how my whole idea started, was with dessert. And I was like, I could do a whole Valentine's dessert, but I'm like, nah. Because it was too similar to the cookie. So now we have chocolate-covered strawberries
of course.
sprinkled with pink Himalayan salt.
Oh, fancy.
Because the salt and chocolate complement each other.
Of course.
It is paired with Blanc de Noir from Hosmer Winery. So this is a sparkling wine made 100% Pinot Noir grapes. But it is without the skin, since Pinot Noir is a red
Gris or
grape.
Noir? Why is it white?
Because it's without the skins.
Good.
Oh,
catch.
So
Gotcha.
it's similar to a rosé kind of. So it's Blanc, white, de Noir, white.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
She just pulls out so many things that I feel.
I
And
did
it's
take
not
French.
a sparkling, right? Or
It is sparkling,
It
but
is.
it was
Yeah.
poured a little bit ago, so
Okay,
it lost some
I
of the
gotcha.
I
bubbles.
can see the bubbles.
So
let's
these
do it.
grapes are some of the oldest Pinot Noir grapes on Cayuga Lake,
Ooh.
dating back to the late 80s.
What?
Yep.
That actually just blew my mind.
So-
I love that.
On this nose, you'll get cocoa powder and violets. Mid palate, you'll taste some raspberries and strawberries, and then at the end, your finish is bright, and it's carried with another balance of strawberry and pink grapefruit, which is why it pairs amazing with the chocolate
Chocolate-covered
strawberry.
strawberries. My one strawberry has got something going on.
Yeah, it's an odd-looking strawberry.
Did you
but-
give me that one on purpose? Look at this
So
strawberry.
it's not strawberry season. The strawberries
Right.
aren't super great quality, so that
People
was just
should
one
know
of the
that.
bigger ones.
People
yeah.
should know that going into Valentine's Day, don't you think? Like, if you want really good strawberries, this isn't the
Wait
time.
till June.
But
Yeah, they're not the best strawberries, but
Valentine's
strawberries
Day.
are delicious. So
yeah, let go.
this Blanc de Noir is absolutely stunning. I was so excited to try this.
excellent.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh,
My mind's blown. I haven't even gotten to the strawberry. Like, this is
well, you
amazing.
You better sip, eat, sip, because this is. Oh no, I
I
don't know.
will.
I don't know which one paired the best because they're all so amazing right now. I tasted the salt with the chocolate right away, perfect amount,
I know.
and now
know.
drink. Drink.
I was
drink.
most surprised, I guess, with the quiche and the Blanc de Blanc from Swedish Hill. That was really a nice surprise.
How great is
And
that?
then to end it with another Blanc de Noir from Hosmer
Yeah.
with the chocolate, opposite ends of the spectrum.
Oh my goodness.
Really good.
Starting our day with bubbles, ending our day with bubbles. Speaking of bubbles, actually, so the wine
Tell
show has
me.
been doing a wine of the month every month. February is sparkling wine month, so we've sampled 2 of the
problem.
wines. When you have 4.5 days left in January for dessert style.
Oh yeah. I
So
saw that on
we
our site.
talked about different dessert styles, and participating wineries have different deals online in store for whatever we're celebrating that month.
Is there a lot of things going on at the wineries right now, like on the weekends, or is it more so like deals on wines? It's not as many events.
It's more so deals. They have a lot of online sales as well. It's January, and
Right.
even a normal year, it's January. It's cold, and with some of the rates, we're kind of just lucky to be open, I think.
Yeah. I agree.
So just being there is an event.
Just getting all this is a treat. So,
but they're there for you for tastings.
They were hopping last weekend, I'm telling you.
Which is great. Like, really, that is so great.
And they are... Wine will always be there for you. Let's be realistic. Like, if you can't go and do tastings, just like when March and April was here, you can get curbside pickup.
Yes.
You can do that now if you're hesitant to go inside. Some of the wineries, you can just select curbside right online when you order, or you can just call, hey, I'll be there at 4:30, and this is what I'd like, and they'll bring it out to you.
Amazing.
Curbside will literally always be there, probably forever, because it's a really great feature.
Well,
so don't forget that.
My, like, little, I don't know what you'd call them, little wine preferences or inclinations change over time, and, you know, you learn something, you try something, you get into it. Like, I do like Pinot Noir, and I always like the Pinot Noirs from Oregon. I would, there was a few different that I would always have. And like I said, recently, I'm blown away by the Finger Lakes Pinot Noir.
Love that for you.
I would much rather.
I love that for us, too.
Yeah.
I would much rather have Finger Lakes wines than any other region.
We're just a really young region. We're like toddler aged in comparison. Yeah, so it takes a while sometimes for the reputation to grow and for the quality to just
Some of the grapes, though, are not. Some of them go back to, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Like she said, the 80s.
Thousands of years ago.
On our lake are the 80s.
But even those strains were brought over from Europe.
Yeah. By Dr. Frank.
Right.
Yeah.
I just keep looking at my spread, and
what's
great is if you're going to do this Valentine's Day thing, make extras, and then you'll have snacks once you finish all the way to dessert. You can pull a gym and have some random snacks of what you made prior in the day.
Yeah.
And then before you go to bed, eat a box of Cocoa Pebbles.
That would end Valentine's Day
Was there milk or just Cocoa Pebbles?
Oh, no, milk.
Yeah, I was going to say,
like I just pictured you eating like a Neanderthal.
Do you guys have, like, any specific plans for Valentine's Day? Do you know yet? I don't think I have.
It's early. We
It's
did a
2 weeks
Valentine's
away,
special
man.
early, but
2 weeks
I did the
away.
special early.
we don't have another show with Catherine until Valentine's
Right,
Day.
so that's why.
But this is perfect because you really gave people, I feel like, if
you have
you're
2
watching,
weeks to prepare.
Yeah. If you're stuck because you're like, oh my goodness, I usually
Honestly,
go out.
just stay in.
I agree.
And make something. Like I made, what my portion of this was the quiche, the steak, and the strawberries. I did that all last night.
Right. It's amazing.
And I had a really fun time doing it too. Like I like making new things.
Another part.
And do it with your significant other or your friends. Make that part of it and drink while you're doing it. I don't know how the end result will be if you drink too much, but you know what I mean.
Usually,
you know?
when I cook dinner on a Friday night or Saturday or Sunday, but usually Friday night, one night is usually cook, another night's go to a restaurant. And always start by cracking open a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
And I'll usually choose it based on what we're cooking, but also we'll use it in the cooking sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you do it
Cooking
well.
with wine, maybe I should do a month on that. It really it enhances so much. During the shutdown, I tried chicken French or chicken francais, whatever you want to call it, and I put wine in it, and it just elevated it so much.
Like a Pinot Grigio or a Riesling?
Riesling, I think I had a dry vignoles in the fridge too. Just whatever I had that was left over.
That's what we got from, I think we got one of those from Buttonwood, maybe?
Probably Varick. I don't think Buttonwood has one. Varick has a really good dry vignole.
Well, maybe it was Varick. We didn't do a tasting at Varick, but we stocked up.
Yeah,
like I said,
they have a really delicious dry vignoles.
I think it's
River
completely...
Rat cheese.
Ooh, yes. I think it's...
If I don't leave with wine, I'm leaving with some sort of sauce
jam,
or cheese.
Yeah. I've been craving that bacon jam.
Me too.
Ever since
Why you gotta bring it up?
Ever since we had that. Like, you don't even understand.
No, I know. And the 2 wineries I can get it at, Americana and Lucas. Lucas is out. She just broke the news to me yesterday. It was devastating.
No, I need her.
I know. I'll have to venture to Americana to get some. Or you can order on Amazon, but... I'd rather support local.
Yes,
that bacon jam is so good.
While we're at it, though, I do want to talk about it has gotten a little bit colder here in the Finger Lakes.
You talk what weather and we'll eat.
Yeah, you tell us, how is the weather going to be this weekend when people are planning their Valentine's Day?
Their Valentine's Day shopping.
Yes, exactly.
Well, we haven't had it yet this year, but it's going to get like Arctic, like polar vortex type of stuff going on.
Arctic.
Great. That
Arctic.
just hurt my heart.
Starting Friday, chance of snow showers. No major accumulation, but just snow in the air. Cloudy with a high near 16.
Oh my goodness, when is that?
Friday.
Oh,
Northwest winds out of the northwest, 11 to 15 miles per hour, which will put the wind chills down into the single digits.
darn it.
Blustery is a term for that.
Overnight Friday night, you might want to, stay in Friday night because it's going to be a low of around 9.
Shane with wine because the wine will keep you warm.
Yes, the more you drink, the warmer you get.
Right.
Hey, I don't mind it. Like
That wine
the
blanket.
really bitterly cold stuff. Everything is so crisp.
Crisp. You
Yeah.
do like I
It's
do
that
like
wind.
too.
I just don't want it to last for more than like a week.
Yeah, that's fair.
wind gets me,
I was
too.
just thinking last night how it hasn't really been overly cold.
It hasn't been cold at
Until
all.
you broke the news.
That's about to change, and if you think that's bad, Saturday mostly cloudy with a high near 16, and then Saturday night into Sunday a low of around 5.
Are
5
you
degrees.
kidding me?
5. You can count the degrees
Five.
on one hand.
Count the degrees on one hand.
I'm gonna need to use a lot of
Pre-K
wood in my
could
wood
count that.
stove.
And then we get a little bit back to, I don't know if it's normal or not, but a little more mild on Sunday. Partly sunny, high near 24. That's my pick day.
That's hot. That's hot.
So sad.
And then
It's
Monday,
January though.
going back on Monday, they're saying a high at 27. So this really cold, bitter blast is not going to last long. And then I want to say a couple other things while I got a chance. High school sports got enabled to begin their
So
winter
exciting.
sports season
Amazing.
coming up.
Yeah.
We have details on our website about all that. It looks like the season itself will probably start around February 8th. The games, practices February 1st.
Is that normal?
Finger Lakes won. What? No, normally
It
they
usually
play in
starts in like
November.
November or December.
Oh. I forget. I
You
don't
played
even remember.
basketball.
I have no clue. I literally don't recall, and especially with this pandemic, I don't even know when sports are supposed to start.
So, anyways, we're
That's
going to
fine.
put together some sort of live streaming schedule. Of course, we got to see what we're allowed to do, or how many people we're allowed to bring, or how we're going to do it. But we're going to try, especially because there's going to be restrictions on spectators. We're going to try to do as many games as we can. So all our sponsors will be hearing from Sydney shortly, and then they're going to do
prepared.
sectionals, which is nice. But it's going to be like 1 week. So the season starts February 8th, and sectionals conclude on like March 16th.
Oh,
and that's
oh,
it.
that's
So
Because they have to get ready for spring potentially.
well, there's also Fall 2, which begins March 1st. That's football.
What?
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That is mind blowing. But like, I'm glad that the kids will get a chance to play some sports.
Yes.
Like,
Let's
when-
hope, yeah.
I mean, for
Yeah.
some, that's really all they liked about high school. Let's be realistic.
That was me.
Yeah, I
was
played
that
3
person.
sports.
Yeah,
like,
the whole time the sports was everything. So
Yeah.
I still always feel horrible for these kids that are losing out on that. But
Sunday morning,
we're looking at a positive.
10 a.m., Upstate
10 a.m.
Hoops podcast season premiere.
Wow.
About 3 months later.
All right.
But yeah, we'll fill you in on more information. We'll take a look at the teams and who's coming back and who looks like they're going to be good. Our power rankings, all that stuff. Upstate Hoops podcast live,
Ooh.
10 a.m. on Sunday morning.
awesome.
Oh, unfortunately, that's like literally already the time we have. Do you
That's
have any
fine.
last...
So then I can eat.
Yeah. Do you have any last words for us?
No, that's it. Just don't forget the wineries. Most of the wineries are open for tastings. They are all open. All the ones that are open are available for curbside. So if you can't taste, you can go in and pick up. You can
Call
get your
ahead,
wine.
make
Support
an
local.
appointment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
That's the
you-
best option.
Right. It was so easy. You can call while you're on the road.
Yeah, just a heads up for them, and they can be like, "Oh, well, it'll be 10 minutes, and you can
Yeah, we
dwaddle. Look at the
called
falls."
literally 10
Yeah.
minutes before we showed up.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
have that service right there for you. And I
Yeah,
think
it
is
helps
a
them
service.
prepare too. Then they have time to clean. They can set your station up. Preparation is key.
Perfect.
I don't know whose quote that is, but
Well, preparation you did on this was amazing, and I
Thank
think
you.
everybody should just
Yeah,
find a way
thanks
to
for
support
lunch.
local.
Thanks for breakfast, snack,
and dinner,
lunch, and dinner, and dessert.
snack and dessert.
the whole day. I just feel like
Yeah.
it's time for me to go to bed. I just had my dessert, so it's time to go.
I could go for a nap. That's for sure.
We will see you next month. At the
Yeah.
end,
What am I
of
going to
course.
pull out?
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to see.
Green wines for St.
February
Patrick's
is
Day.
our birthday.
Oh, it is.
What's your birthday?
February 4th.
Mine is
Oh.
the 20th.
Yours is the 20th, and the podcast is like the following week, like the
Wow.
27th or something.
Okay.
like that.
I mean-
Oh, we could do birthday celebration. We all know how to handle a celebration
Yeah.
here.
You
so.
bring presents for
Yes.
Yeah,
for-
you
Oh,
do
okay,
the
I'll
presents,
do the
I'll do the
present.
wine, and probably
Okay, I
cake.
can do that. I think I can do that if you give me enough time. But
We
thank
just gave you a month.
Yeah, I think that's enough time. Just remind me so I don't forget. But thank you, of course, for
Thanks,
this amazing
Kathy.
spread. This is something everybody should do. Support
Yes.
local. Stay in with your
Wine
loved
and
ones,
food
your friends.
is the best.
Yeah, show them their way that you love them with
That's my
wine
Valentine's Day, wine and food.
Perfect. And of course, thank you everybody that joined us. If you enjoyed the show, you can click like, you can share with your friends, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until then, have a great weekend here in the Finger Lakes from everybody here at FingerLakesOne.com. Bye-bye.
Please leave.